best basketball they've played in several weeks, beating Providence. And really after the first quarter, just kind of Eastern never looked back. And then, again, advancing to tonight. But we will have a test in front of us. Crawford County's coming in, being led there by Emery Stroud. She's coming in, averaging 21 points and about 11 rebounds a game. Signed with Indiana Wesleyan. Absolutely phenomenal post player, handles the ball, can shoot the three, can get to the rim. Good with her back to the basket. Again, she's just an absolutely phenomenal player. She's helped out by point guard Abigail Adams, averaging about 9 points a game. And then the sophomore was Peyton Stevenson, averaging about 6 a game. Really, those three kind of lead the way with their scoring. Crawford's going to play about 8 or 9 girls, so they're going to see quite a bit, but everything runs through Stroud. So tonight, we'll see how Eastern is going to be able to handle Emory and how that's going to play out. That's going to be the key to the ball game, no questions asked. If Emory, that was probably the difference in a very low-scoring affair early this season. Eastern, and that was the second week of the year, Eastern won by 5, 37-32. It was a really low-scoring affair. Crawford kind of took the wind out of the ball and really they just never allowed Stroud to get going too much. I think she's still ended up with 20 on the game. Again, I think it's going to be the same thing. I think it's going to be a possession game tonight. I don't think you're going to see a game in the 60s, although Eastern's averaging just about 53 a game. Crawford's averaging about the same at 46 a game. I don't know that this game's going to get that high tonight. I think you see that in sectional play. You see that where possessions become a little bit longer and a little bit more patient. Again, I look forward to it. Just a fantastic contest. For Eastern, they're going to be led there by Addie Smith and Sydney Burton. Sydney Burton was just a huge game last night. Ended up with 23 late in the game, just hit all her free throws. Eastern really just iced the game at late. Providence just could never come back, and Eastern was able to get it done from the free throw line. It really was the difference of the ball game. Eastern ended up winning last night 48-33, and it seemed on paper it's a 15-point game. It never felt like it was 15 points, pretty much the whole contest. Crawford had the same path. They played Clarksville last night. They had beat Clarksville earlier in the season in overtime, and man, it was a dogfight. That first game last night was Clarksville gave Crawford everything they wanted. It came down to the very end. It was tied up with a minute to play, and Crawford was able to prevail. They had a player go 6 for 6 from the line there in that last little bit. They were able to close it. It's so strange that these two teams have had such similar paths in the first game of the sectional over Crawford County. They really struggled to get things going in that first half against Lanesville, and then really kind of settled down. They were able to take care of business, beating Lanesville 40-25. Eastern had nearly the exact same thing, starting the sectional against Salem. Really hard time getting things going in that first quarter, and then really began to settle in, and really able to. They end up beating Salem 53-32. Really able to take care of business, especially there in that second half. Again, these two teams have had very similar paths. Record-wise, Eastern 16-7, Crawford 17-7. These two teams have played very similar schedules and had the same level of success against the same team. Crawford had lost to us earlier in the year. They lost to Southwestern. Eastern lost to Southwestern. Crawford lost to Providence in overtime. Eastern was able to beat Providence last night. Crawford had a tough loss against West Washington. Eastern did beat West Washington earlier this year. Both of these teams lost to Orleans, and really they beat the same team. So again, these two teams, I don't know that they could be more similar record-wise, stat-wise, and paper-wise. The big difference is just that Crawford's got a horse. They've got Stroud that they're going to run their entire offense through. She's got to be on for them to have a big night. Probably a little bit more senior-heavy laden on this Eastern team. Crawford County does have, 4. They do have 4 seniors, and really all 4 of them are going to play quite a bit. Adams and Pollock. And then Drennan doesn't play as much, and then Stroud. They got 3 girls that have played a lot. They've had great records over the course of a few years. They've had a great success in the last few years. Coach Broughton has had really good teams. A really just over the last several seasons. It seems like every year we end up seeing these girls in the sectional somewhere, and it's always a dogfight. And I expect nothing less than that tonight. Again, as the gym just continues to fill up, you kind of think, where's all these people going to fit? But I'm sure we'll squeeze them in here somewhere. Again, it's going to be just a great night for basketball. Also, we're going to be on the FM station. On the AM station is going to be the West Washington Sectional Championship. That's going to be Borden versus Christian Academy. That's going to be over on the AM station. Also in the area, Brownstown's going at the Austin Sectional. Brownstown's got to beat Austin at Austin. We'll see the outcome of that one. I think Brent Owens just became the all-time leading scorer for Austin last night. Again, congratulations to her, but I'm sure that's going to be just an absolutely slugfest. And then at the Charlestown Sectional, Silver Creek and Madison are squaring off. I think Silver Creek was favored in that game. That should just be a fantastic game. The other 1A Sectional, they're at Tecumseh. Spring Valley's playing Evansville Christian. And then in North Davies, Orleans is playing against Lagodi. Again, this is that time of year that if you're a basketball fan in Indiana, this is what you dream of. This is what you get to see. Communities coming out and supporting the girls, supporting their school. Again, just always an exciting time as we get going. They're going to get to the starting lineups and the national anthem. I guess we can stay on here for just a little bit longer. Again, these two teams are just as matched up as evenly as possible. I imagine that we're going to Clarksville last night against Stroud. They just kind of played one person guard Stroud, and then everybody else kind of sag off of that. I imagine we're going to see some variation of that tonight. Eastern, who really likes to press and kind of get after it. I don't know if we're going to see that all night tonight. So again, I'm curious to see how Coach Drury's going to tackle that tonight. Again, for Eastern, I don't know if I finished all of this off. Eastern being led by Addie Smith and Sydney Burton. Addie's right at 12 points a game. Sydney Burton about 11 points a game. Katie Honor averaging about 9 points a game, and then Bailey Robinson averaging about 8 points a game. Again, I've said it several times on the radio, when Eastern gets 4 players in double figures, close to double figures, they're pretty tough. They're pretty hard to beat. And I think that's going to be no different for us tonight. Who's going to be the 4 that's going to get up there? I think we've got so many that have the ability to put up 10, 15 points. Is Trainer going to get hot? Is Avery going to step up and step up big? I think she's going to give this defensive assignment tonight. I imagine that's going to be the tough one for her. Does Eliza step in there and bang inside? Again, we probably got the advantage totally inside. Obviously, Stroud's a handful, but I don't know that they match up with all of us quite the same. Starting lineups for the Wolfpack should be Abigail Adams. Looks like Emery Stroud. That's going to be Kaylee Lamar, number 30, Sylvia Ferriel, and then 23, Brinley Engel. And for Eastern, that's going to be Addie Avery Smith, Katie Honor, Bailey Robinson, Sydney Bird. We're going to cut to a commercial break while we play the national anthem. We'll be back. Section 46.
We're here at McDonald's Gymnasium, and we're ready for the starting lineup for tonight's big game. The crowd is on their feet, and they're going wild. The team is coming onto the court. Here comes the quarter pounder with cheese, along with the spicy McCrispy and the McDouble. And starting at center tonight will be the Big Mac. And ready to come into the game at any time is the Play of Fish. Look on the sideline, folks. We have chicken nuggets cheering along with the golden delicious fries. They're hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into McDonald's in Salem, West Baden, and Mitchell before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink and that one-of-a-kind Mickey D's sweet tea. Or hot or cold coffee drinks from the McCafe. Order inside or drive-through now with the 2 lanes and use the mobile app for great deals. And get your food delivered at home or at the curbside. You can order at halftime and enjoy that one-of-a-kind taste without missing the next play. Set a pick and roll on into McDonald's today. You'll be loving it too. Drive-through open from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. And don't forget to catch W. Wesleyan's Coach's Corner live at McDonald's in Salem on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. I'm loving it.
And we're back here at Eastern High School. Again, if you missed, if you were not here, obviously we had a national anthem singer, Leah. She just absolutely does a fantastic job. She actually sang with the band tonight, which we don't typically do. But again, she just does a fantastic job. Got a great voice. Again, thanks for coming out and doing that for us tonight. Again, as you could probably hear in the background, the gym is rocking. We got cheer blocks full on both sides. Again, these kids are having a great time supporting these athletes. Again, looking forward to just a fantastic game. Here we go. We are ready to tip off, and the tip is going to go to Crawford County. Adams is going to bring the ball up. Eastern in a man-to-man. Looks like Avery Smith being tasked with the Stroud assignment. He gets it over to Pollock. Pollock being guarded by Honor. Out to Ferriel. Over to Lamar. They kind of just sagged off of her. And Lamar just gave it up. That's going to be a steal there by Katie Honor. I think Lamar was trying to get it into Stroud. Addie Smith going the other way. Gets right by her defender and lays it in. That's good. Again, I think there was a miscommunication. Eastern in their press. Gets it over the top. It's going to be deflected there by Avery Smith. It's going to be out of bounds. If you wondered how Eastern was going to tackle this press tonight, they went right after it. Press right away, get a deflection. Again, Avery and Addie are just absolutely clean to get deflections. Crawford's going to get it in down to Adams. Eastern drops back that man-to-man with kind of sagging a little bit. Avery's guarding Stroud. Adams being guarded by Addie Smith. She's going to get to the left side, and she's going to get to the rim. And good, 2-2. Addie up the sideline to Robbins. Back out top to Addie Smith. Over on the wing to Honor. Out to Avery. Avery's going to try to get into the lane. Gets it, kicks to Addie Smith. Gets to the rim. She's going to put it up, and she's going to get fouled. I think that's on 11. That foul is going to be on 11. Addison Pollock, her first. And Addie Smith's going to go to the line for 2. The last 2 games, Addie, first free throw was good. Addie's been a little frustrated. She just hasn't been able to get things going, and she's frustrated with herself. And I know that she just wants to be there for her team, and just struggle a little bit. So it'd be great for her to have just a fantastic night. Her second one is good, and it's a 4-2 lead for the Lady Musketeers. Eastern in the diamond press. They get the ball into Adams. Back over to it's going to be to Pollock. Gets it over to Lamar. Almost an over and back call. Back to Adams. He's going to fire for 3. No good. Rebound by Stroud. Stroud puts it up. Then good. He's just got such long arms. Got to get a body on her every single time. Crawford also in a man-to-man. Addie gets it over to Avery. Top of the key. Avery's going to drive. Tries to get it into Burton. And ball tip is going to be stolen there by Lamar. Crawford coming the other way, 4-4. Adams out top of the key. Dribbles over to the wing. They're trying to get the ball. High ball screen there with Stroud. Adams out to Stroud. She kicks to Lamar. Lamar's going to get blocked there by Burton. Addie Smith looks up to Robbins, full court. Robbins pulls it back out. Addie kicks over to Honor on the other wing, wide open. No good. There's a collision there on that rebound. It ends up in the hands of Addie Smith. She's going to find Burton. Burton's going to go to the rim, and she is going to get fouled. There was a collision there with looks like with Burton and Ferriel. Both girls just going after the rebound. It's one of those things. This is a sectional championship. You're gonna put everything on the line for that one. Ends up in the hands of Addie. Burton's going to go to the line for 2. 5:30 to play here in this first quarter. Burton's first free throw is good. Don't want to jinx or anything, but Burton had just a huge night. Had 23 points last night against Providence. She ended up getting the line, I think, 17 times. Really just did a nice job. Late in the game, they just came in, kept fouling her, and she kept cashing in. Her second one is also good. Eastern again in that press. Get the ball in. It's one of those, they're trying to get a press, but they want to make sure that they know where Stroud is. So they're not quite as aggressive up front as they normally are. That's going to be Ferriel up the sideline. She gets it to Stroud right in the middle of the lane. Over the top to Lamar. And Lamar's going to get fouled. Good pass there by Emery Stroud. One of those things that if you're going to get that press, we've got to make sure that we're getting back, keeping a body there. I don't know who was there in the back right there, but kind of left Lamar open. Stroud wisely finds her. Lamar's first free throw is good. Second free throw's up, no good. Rebounded there by Avery Smith. She gets it to Addie. Addie's coming up, being guarded by Ferriel. Addie's going to get by. She's got a nice pass there to her sister. Nice assist there by Addie. Avery's going to get an easy two. They kind of came to double Addie, and then she just finds a nice bounce pass to her sister. Easton's going to get a trap there at half court. Goes it up. It ends up in the hands of Adams. Bounce pass to Ferriel. Blocked there by Burton. Avery Smith's going to get the rebound. She's going to find Addie going the other way. Addie finds Robbins. Robbins thought about a three. Pulls up from 15. Kicks to Addie Smith for three. No good. That's rebounded there by Stroud. Again, bodies hitting the floor everywhere. He's going to kick it out to Adams and says set up an offense. Eastern with an 8-5 advantage. 4.5 minutes to play in this first quarter. Adam hands off to Ferriel. Hands off to Pollock. Back to Adams. High ball screen with Lamar. Out to Lamar. Lamar's going to fire for three. No good. That ball's going to go. Looks like it's going to go out of bounds. It ends up in the hands of Emery Stroud. She's going to find Lamar. And Lamar's going to put that in. And that's going to be an and one. That's going to be a foul there on Robbins, it looks like. That is her second foul. That was one. The ball went down to the corner, and Burton just absolutely did not block out Stroud. Stroud comes across the weak side, and then as Burton went to go guard her, she left Lamar wide open under the basket. Barrett and Trainer are going to check in. Lamar completes the three-point play, and it's tied up 8 apiece. Addie Smith's going to get in the lane, kicks to Horner. Horner's going to try to get in the lane, back out to Addie. Gets it into Eliza. Barrett's going to look to kick, gets it to Addie Smith. Addie's going to get punched away. That's going to be stolen back by Starrett. Addie for three. No good. Rebounded there by Lamar. Again, a little bit helter-skelter right there on that play. We want to settle down a little bit, make sure we're getting a good look. Stroud's going to bring the ball up this time. Again, being guarded there by Avery Smith. Eastern in a man-to-man. High ball screen. Stroud's going to pull it from about 17. No good. Rebounded there by Addie Smith. Coach Drury saying, let's go, let's go, let's go. Up to Trainer, Horner on the corner. And they're going to get Stroud for a foul there. Crawford fans did not love that one. Again, Horner's trying to drive the baseline. Stroud just kind of gives her a little bump. Stroud's the one girl that they just absolutely cannot afford to get in foul trouble. Each inbounds to Trainer, finds Addie Smith. Back to Trainer, back to Addie. Looks like Crawford's still in man, just kind of sagging off several players. Addie Smith is going to turn it over. Adams is going to get the steal. They got a deflection. They're going to get the Stroud for three, and good. And Coach Drury's going to get a timeout. Addie tried to get a ball screen there, and she kind of jumps the pass. They got a piece of it. It ends up in the hands of Abigail Adams. And Stroud's able to cash in. Stroud had that offensive rebound. That's maybe her first really clean look that she's had so far. 3 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Crawford with an 11-8 advantage. This is not the Crawford team that we saw last night. Last night against Marshall, Crawford just seemed like they struggled to just get things going pretty much all night. Seemed like no one could really kind of put it in except for Stroud. And tonight they're getting quite a bit of contribution from Lamar's already got 4. Stroud's got 5. Adams got 2. Again, for them to be effective, it's got to be Emery plus. Emery's going to have to lead him for sure, but they're going to have 2 or 3 girls step up and contribute. I think we just got to settle in. It's kind of been the last couple games we've had kind of a chaotic first quarter, and we settled in. Crawford moving kind of to a zone, a 1-1-3 or it looks like a 1-2-2 zone, I guess. Kind of a strange configuration. Ball gets in the corner to Honor. Honor's going to fire for three. No good. Rebounded there by Avery Smith. But she's going to get knocked to the floor on the putback. That foul is going to be on 41. That's Kaylee Lamar. Picks up her first. And Avery Smith's going to go to the line to shoot two. Avery's first free throw is good. Looks like number 30, Farrell's going to check back in. I must have missed, it looked like Stevenson had checked in on the last dead ball for Crawford. That's Lamar's second foul. I stand corrected. Avery's second free throw is no good. Rims out. Rebounded there by Pollock. He's going to get it to Stroud. Stroud's going to bring it down. Crawford with the 2-point advantage. Eastern going to switch to a zone defense right now. Just kind of pack it in and see what they can do. Stroud's over to Adams on the wing. Adams dribbles around the perimeter. Gets it in to Stevenson. Stevenson kicks it back out to Adams. Adams for three. No good. Rebounded there by Addie Smith. Great block out there by Sterrett, just keeping Stroud out of the play. Addie Smith kicks the corner to Honor. Honor for three, and good. And Coach Broughton is not happy with that particular play. They just left Katie Honor wide open. Sterrett punches the ball away. He's going to be stolen there by Trainer. He's going to look to run, and she's going to get kind of run over. That was definitely an accident there by Ferrier. Just got their feet tangled up. It looked maybe worse than what it actually was. Coach Broughton was not happy with that particular zone read. They left Honor wide open, and she's able to cash in. So Bailey Eastern is going to be in the bonus. Trainer's going to go to the line for two. First one is up and good. Sydney Burton going to check in for the Musketeers. And the number 20, Elia Howe. I think that's right. Howell. Yeah, Ella Howe, I'm sorry. Ella Howe's going to check in for Crawford County. 1:51 to play. Eastern has taken a 3-point advantage. 14-11. Adams is going to bring the ball up for the Wolfpack. Eastern going to stay in the zone this time. Had several games where we played 3 or 4 different defenses, so we'll see if Drury can pull the right levers this time. Out to Howell. Howell looking, gets it back to Adams. Eastern not really extending their zone too much. Adams out. Eastern definitely aware where Stroud is. Stroud's going to get the ball in the wing, being picked up by Sterrett. Step back three, no good. That's going to be rebounded there by Howell. Got to get that board. Adams gets it, brings top of the key. They're always looking for Stroud. You can kind of see they're always looking for where she is. Adams looks in the corner to Stroud. She's being guarded by Burton. Cross court to Howell. Back to Adams. Tries to get in the lane. It's going to be poked away. It's going to be stolen by Katie Honor. I think Trainer got a piece of that one. Inside of a minute to play. High post to Sterrett. Kicks to Honor. Honor's going to get into the lane, and she's going to get rejected there by Stroud. That's one. If she can learn to take that step, pump fake, and then you neutralize their best player. Stroud's going to try to get to that block. Addie gets the ball into Honor. Honor over to Burton. Burton on the wing. Out to Trainer. Trainer back out to Addie. Crawford in the 2-3 zone. 30 seconds to play. I think they're going to be okay with just taking the last shot here, making sure that we have the lead going into the second quarter. Crawford kind of reorganizing their zone a little bit. 15 seconds to play. Trainer back to Addie Smith. High ball screen. Pull up for about 15. No good. Rebounded there by Stroud. It ends up in the hands of Burton. No good, but she's going to get a foul, and that could be on Emery Stroud right there. That's going to be on Stroud, her second. What a big foul there. And again, you got to give Sterrett credit for that one. Addie's shot was no good. Sterrett comes flying in there and kind of neutralizes Stroud, and the ball just kind of falls into the hands of Sydney Burton. If Burton on the putback is going to get fouled, her first free throw is good. And Lamar's going to check in for the Wolfpack in there for Howell. Again, Emery Stroud with 2 fouls. This could be a huge a moment in this game. If she were to pick up 3 here early in this second quarter, how is Coach Broughton going to be able to handle sitting his best player? Burton's second free throw is good. 4.9 to play. Eastern with a 5-point advantage. Back to Stroud. Stroud's going to heave from half court. Off the rim. Man, it looked good. That's going to be no good. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. Eastern with a 16-11 advantage. We are going to cut to a commercial break. We'll be right back. This is Lady Musketeer Basketball, Sectional 46 on 97.9 WSLM.
This is Becky White from WSLM, and I'm here at the beautiful John Jones Showroom in Salem, Indiana.
It's Caleb again with John Jones Auto Group. 2026 is here, and with a new year comes a new you. New goals, new plans, and maybe a new ride. At John Jones Auto Group, we believe the vehicle you drive should match where you're headed next. Whether that's a dependable truck, a family SUV, or something that just makes getting behind the wheel feel exciting again. We're proud to serve Southern Indiana with locations in Salem, Scottsburg, Gordon, and Greenville. Make 2026 the year of the new you with a new ride from John Jones Auto Group. You see so many because they paid so little.
And we're back here, Sectional 46. Eastern on top to start the second quarter, 16-11. Again, it's definitely the select best you expected. Just 2 teams giving everything they got. You're seeing lots of bodies hitting the floor. A little bit of chaos there for maybe those first 4 minutes. It seems like both teams settled down just a little bit. Again, the key is still, I think, how are we going to defend Stroud? She's playing with 2 fouls. Broughton's kind of taking a chance here, but I don't know that he's got much of a choice. Crawford looks like they're starting out second in man-to-man. Looks like they're going back with the starters that they had. Eastern going back with the same starters, trainers in the game. I'm sorry, instead of Robin. Top of the key to Burton. Burton's going up against Stroud. Goes left side. No good. Good defense there by Stroud. Rebound Crawford County. Adams coming the other way. Again, Burton, I think if she can just stop and get Stroud in the air, I think you got a chance to put her on the... That ball's going to be tipped out of bounds there by Addie Smith. Crawford on the inbound. Eastern starting in a man-to-man. Inbound to Lamar. Back out to... That's going to be back to Adams. Out top.
Good job, baby.
Has high ball screen with Stroud. She's going to try to get in the lane. Kicks after Ferriel. Ferriel for 3. No good. That's going to go over the backboard. Going to be out of bounds. Back to Eastern. Yeah, both teams starting out in the man-to-man this quarter. I was a little shocked by that. Looks like they're Crawford playing man, but they're saying just don't guard him out on the perimeter. Addie's going to pull up from the free throw line, kind of wide open. Rebounded there by Burton. She's wrestling, just going to get knocked out, ends up in the hands of Abigail Adams. Adams coming the other way. Burton had it. I think she just tried to do a little too much, just kind of contain it. That's going to be Howell on the wing. Over to Lamar, top of the key. There's going to be a high post. That's that Bill Self high-low with Stroud. Stroud's going to put it in for 2. That's one of those you can't play behind. You can't play in front. You got to be careful how you're going to defend that. Crawford looks like they're just more in a sagging man right now, where they're just playing inside the three-point line, just kind of sagging off everything. Addie gets it to Burton. Burton goes to the right side. There's a nice read there. That ball screen. Stroud came out to trap Addie, leaving Burton wide open. Burton went right to the rim. Good read there by Sydney Burton and Addie. Another deflection there by Addie Smith. It bounced off the official and right back to Addie. A good turn of fortune there for the Musketeers. Going the other way, finds Honor. Honor finds Burton. Burton, no good. Again, got a little nervous. Stroud was so worried about fouling. Burton just got to go put it in. Adams gets into the lane, kicks it out to Stroud. And Eastern with a 5-point advantage. Over to Ferriel. Ferriel tries to throw it in to Stroud, picked off by Avery. And they're going to get Ferriel on the kind of fast break foul. I think Avery was reading that one the whole way. She was kind of like a corner, free safety there. That's going to be Ferriel. That's going to be, that's going to be her second foul. both Stroud, Ferriel, and Lamar all with 2, all in the game right now. And see what kind of foul situation is going to happen. Addie Smith on the drive over to Avery Smith, finds Burton. Burton out top of the key. Over to Addie Smith, 5:20 to play. Addie being guarded by Ferriel. High ball screen. Again, tried that same action. Lamar did a better job of help side on that one. Addie throws that lob pass, and although Burton might have been open, the wing was pretty open. That's going to be a jump ball. It's going to go to the Wolfpack. Looks like Pollock's going to check in for, that's Howell. Check back in for Crawford County. Adams bring it up. Eastern going to a zone right now. That kind of 3-2, the 1-2-2 zone. Out to Stroud, top the key, high ball screen. Oh, goodness gracious. She absolutely ran. She missed the shot. She run over Avery. No call. It's going to be Trainer's going to pull up for about 15 and good. It's one of those. Stroud got the shot off, but then the follow-up after that, she kind of run through Avery and really clearly hit her. That is going to be a timeout for Crawford County. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break. This is Lady Musketeer basketball, Sectional 46 on WSLM 97.9.
Marshall Monuments will be celebrating its 80-year birthday and open house this Saturday, January 31st, at their new location at 205 North Main Street in Salem. The open house is from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. 2 $500 raffles will be drawn for the purchase of any monument of the winner's choice. 10 additional winners will be drawn to win a pair of vases with any purchase. Marshall Monuments continues to provide excellence and experience and takes pride in workmanship and guarantees satisfaction in the final product, and look forward to seeing you in their new showroom on Main Street. Corey Churchman and the staff at Marshall Monuments do everything by hand and stand by the quality of their work. When you're dealing with Marshall Monuments in Salem, you're working with expert craftsmanship and specially trained stone artisans. Call or text today at 812-883-2938 for a free estimate and to set up an appointment to see their quality work. Or stop by the shop at their new location of 205 North Main Street in Salem. Top quality stonework at hometown prices. Come see the best monuments in southern Indiana since 1945.
And we're back here at Eastern High School. Eastern with a 20-13 advantage, 4:44 to play. Eastern looking at a little half-court jump trap. Lamar tries to throw a lob pass to Stroud, guarded by Sterrett. Stroud absolutely couldn't get around her. Lamar throws the ball out of bounds. Eastern coming up. Crawford kind of staying back, but they're going to send one girl out to kind of guard the ball. Looks like they're kind of playing a modified zone. They're more kind of a 1-3-1 or a 1-1-3. Kind of sagging off, putting one girl up on the ball. Addie Smith over to Avery Smith. Avery back to Addie. Addie kicks to the corner to Trainer. Finds Sterrett on the inside. Nice post position right there by Sterrett. And she's going to go to the line. She does just such a fantastic job of stealing her man. And she's just strong enough. She's not going to get around there. Lamar is going to pick up her third foul. Again, a huge blow to the Wolfpack. Really not super deep in the post. Sterrett's going to go to the line for two. The bigger Lamar picks up her third. And it looks like they're going to bring in Stevenson for her. Stevenson, a little more of a guard. She's got a little bit of length, but I don't know. I think the name of the game is going to be who's going to control that glass. Lamar's probably the stronger rebounder for them. She was not happy with that call, but it was definitely clear. She got her pretty good. Their second free throw is no good, and she's going to get her own rebound. She's going to kick the Trainer over to Hunter. Hunter pulls it back out to Addie Smith. Finds Sterrett. Sterrett's going to kick it. She had a layup out to Hunter. Sterrett had a look. Kicks back out to Trainer. Trainer open three. No good. Rebounded there by Sterrett. Again, Sterrett creating all kinds of havoc on the glass. Addie out to Hunter. Hunter back in the corner to Avery Smith. She's going to go up against. She's going against Stroud. Kicks to Addie Smith. Wide open three. No good. That's going to be rebounded there by Crawford County. We had two good looks on that play. Again, thanks to Eliza Sterrett. 3:30 to play. Eastern with a 7-point advantage. Eastern in 1-2-2 zone. Ball on the wing to Pollock. Tries tries to get the ball. There's get the Stroud in their short corner. Back to Pollock. Quick double team there. Stroud's going to fire for three. No good. Rebounded there by Avery Smith. Don't know if that was the offensive possession that Broughton was looking for. Trainer, high post there to Sterrett. Sterrett's going to get stripped. And they're going to call a travel. It looked like she tripped on number 20. I don't know if that was a foul or not, but she definitely tripped on number 20. She tried a little bit. Back to Howe. Howe trying to find Stroud. Stroud turnaround jumper. And good. Again, I think they were probably better off to just leave Howe out there, let her fire. That's going to be the end of the first half. First half, Eastern on top, 25-20. We're going to cut to a couple commercial breaks. We'll be right back with some thoughts on the first half. This is Lady Musketeer Basketball, Sectional 46 on 97.9 WSLM.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on fast faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves. Before my Duke Energy shareholders. Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Find a jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely picks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one picks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your betters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms. After years in the making, the new Papa John's Pan Pizza recipe is ready. Introducing the new Pan Pizza with edge-to-edge cheese and toppings, a crispy garlic Parmesan crust, and 6 cheeses. It's the perfect balance of a soft, fluffy interior dough and a crispy crust. You'll agree, this Pan Pizza was worth the wait. Order the new Pan Pizza today from your local Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Get your boys County Tire Fall. Big or small, they service all. They have the name brand tires, you know, to keep it cruising on down the road. They got tires for driving means. They even got them for your lawn machine. You can call them day or night. Du Bois County Tire does it right. Big or small, we service all. Du Bois County Tire.
See your Michelin dealer today for the Michelin Defender tire. It's the tire that delivers what you want. Outstanding safety, more miles and fuel efficiency, all backed by an 80,000-mile limited warranty. Don't sacrifice. Ask for the Michelin Defender tire today at your local Michelin dealer. Find the right Michelin tire and get the expert service you deserve at Du Bois County Tire and Supply in Jasper, Davis County Tire and Supply in Washington, and Knox County Tire and Supply in Vincent. See manufacturer's limited warranty book for details.
Big or small, we service all. Du Bois County Tire.
And we're back here at Eastern High School. Again, the Sectional 46 championship between the Crawford County Wolfpack and the Lady Musketeers. Eastern on top, 25-20. That was a neutral quarter, 9-9 in that quarter. The first quarter was 16-11 in favor of Eastern. A little bit slower pace than what we saw in that first quarter, which I kind of expected. I'm kind of surprised that the score is as high as it was. I kind of expected this game to end up maybe in the 30s. With both teams, especially that first quarter, playing with some pace, trying to get up and down a little bit, really pushing tempo, and then that second quarter kind of settling in just a little bit. In this first half, Abigail Adams had 4 for Crawford County. Emery Stroud with 9, and then Ella Howe chipped in 3, and then Kaylee Lamar had 4. Big story will be foul trouble. Emery Stroud picked up her second. Ferriel had 2, and then Lamar had 3. Will they be able to navigate that here in this second half? Really, they really can't go without their post players. We'll see. Can they play with? Can we get to Stroud? Can we get Stroud to pick up a quick third, or even get to her 4th foul and put Coach Broughton in a tough situation? How long you're going to go with them? I feel like we had a couple chances there inside, just maybe utilizing a shot fake, or really just being just a little bit more patient, try to see if we can't get Stroud, because she's got such long arms. She's going to try to block everything. And so can we kind of use that against her a little bit, get her up in the air, and see if we can't pick up a foul. Again, put them in a different situation, because now those defenders have to really second guess, are they going to defend quite as hard? Obviously, they don't want to foul out this sectional championship just like it is out. It's just for us. Again, I think we can take advantage of that. For Eastern, Trainer had 4, Sydney Burton had 8, Maddie Smith with 7, Connor with 3, and Avery Smith with 3 for a total of 25. Again, I think it's really still going to come down to how are we going to attack Stroud, or how are we going to defend Stroud. As we've switched defenses, we've played man a few times, we've played zone some. We had kind of more of a 2-3 look. We had a 1-2-2 look, it looked like. We've got to make sure that we're always cognizant of where she is. And that's a lot. That's a lot. So as she's moving around the court, there's got to be just absolutely fantastic communication between the defenders. And again, these girls have played a lot of basketball. Especially the seniors that have seen so much. That as they communicate with each other, hopefully we can take care of this in the second half. It's very pleased, especially in that second quarter. Sarah just did a nice job just keeping a body on Stroud. Was able to muscle down a couple of rebounds. Really kept Stroud from getting a few rebounds and really kind of paved the way for somebody else to pick up that board. Maybe we go with a slightly bigger lineup in the second half. I'd be, again, very curious what Coach Drury's got to draw up. For Crawford, again, I was a little surprised that they went man late, or they went to that 1-3-1, but it was fairly effective. Eastern kind of settled for some threes. They kind of stopped attacking inside a little bit. When Crawford was man, we were able to just kind of pick them apart inside, especially off that ball screen. Crawford kind of hedges hard, looking to get that trap, and we were able to find an open spot. We got an open three in the corner one time with Horner. We got an open look for Burton. We had a second open look for Burton. I think we threw it away. Man just really wasn't working for them. Is Broad going to go back to that 1-1-3, or again 1-3-1 look, whatever you want to call it? Is he going to go back with that? That seemed to be a little bit more effective for him in that second quarter. Again, it's just an exciting time. Again, if you get a chance to get out and see these sectionals, Indiana basketball it's not like anything you've ever seen if you're not from around here. You got a crowd full of people in a small town on a Saturday night, and every one of them just ready to go. As soon as these girls come out of the locker room, you got 500 people standing up, cheering and applauding. The band's rocking. Again, this is just what it's all about. Support these girls and coming out, making sure that they have our community support. And I know that this community is going to be behind them 100%. We do want to talk about just a couple of events coming up here in the area. One, we had, let me double check, make sure I don't tell you the wrong thing. One, we have the Love Dinner. That's on February 14th. If you are still looking for something to do with a significant other, on February 14th at Southern Hills Church at 5 p.m. The free lasagna dinner. There's going to be a silent auction and a dessert auction. All the proceeds will go to Outside the Walls, Washington County. If you are interested in that, you can RSVP at 812-967-9255. Again, the Love Dinner, Outside the Walls, over at Southern Hills Church. And then on that exact same day, on the 14th, WSLM is celebrating their 73rd birthday. If you know the guys at WSLM, I know that they are very community-minded, and they want to meet the needs of the community. They want to serve the community. They want to be leaders in the community, and what better way to celebrate their birthday? They're going to come out and have a food drive there at Salem Walmart from 9 a.m. to noon, and all of that food will go to the Washington County Food Bank. I'm sure that they would love to see you. You want to stop by and talk to them. I'm sure they have a story or two about the years. 73 years. I just learned this past week that they have been around quite that long. So they've been doing this a long time, and again, they do a great job. I know both of Becky and Greg are just sports fanatics, so they do everything they can to bring as much sports on the air as they possibly can. I know there's diehard Reds fans. I know we're all ready for baseball season, but again, they wouldn't miss a chance to bring you an IU basketball game or a Purdue basketball game or something like that. Obviously, they broadcast all the IU football and all the success they had this year. So, again, just you want to come out and support WSLM's food drive, that will be on February 14th. We're going to cut to one commercial break, and we will be right back with the second half of this basketball game. This is Lady Musketeer basketball on 97.9 WSLM.
High school sports are different, especially in Indiana, and these who your student athletes couldn't agree more.
We all know the saying, in 49 states, it's just basketball. But this is Indiana.
Well, the same is true for all high school sports in Indiana, like volleyball,
And soccer,
and softball,
and track, and so many more.
We're passionate about high school sports in Indiana. They're an undeniable part of our state's culture.
They're woven into the DNA of our communities.
It's what we dedicate our time to.
It's what brings us all together. It's what we celebrate.
And as a high school student-athlete, that's a pretty special environment to grow in.
Representing your school and having your entire community behind you.
Being a high school student-athlete in Indiana is something we never take for granted.
And it's an experience we'll never forget either.
I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Nutty. Support Hoosier student athletes like these by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is who we are. This is Indiana. This is your IHSAA.
And we're back here at Eastern High School. Eastern going back with their starters, Addie Avery Smith, Bailey Robbins, Katie Hunter, and Sydney Burton. So Crawford going back with their same starters as well. Lamar, Stroud, Adams. It's going to be Pollock and Stevenson. Looks like Crawford's going to be in a zone, more of a 2-3-3-2 look. Addie's going to get in the lane, finds Avery Smith for three. Avery's going to fire, and good. The rare three for Avery Smith as she stepped up and knocked it down. Eastern in that 1-2-2, a 2-3 zone. Gets the ball into Adams, middle of the lane. She's going to get fouled there by Sydney Burton. Again, it's interesting. In that first half, they were trying to get somebody else in the lane. They got Adams, one of the smallest players on the floor, in the middle of the lane, and she was able to get the ball and really attacked right away. But Adams not wasting any opportunity here. Adams going to go line for two. First one is no good. And Adams, one of the seniors for the team. Seniors for the Wolfpack will be Adams, Pollock, Drennan, and Stroud. So four seniors, three of them would play quite a bit and have had quite a bit of success. Adams' second free throw is good. And they cut this to 7-point lead for the Musketeers. Crawford in the 2-3. Avery Smith on the wing. It kicks to Hunter. Hunter around the perimeter. Robbins over to Avery Smith. Kind of just that dribble handoff around the perimeter. Crawford just kind of packed it in. Robbins thought about a three. Gets it into Burton. Burton left hand, no good. Gets her own rebound. Out to Addie. Again, she was going up against Lamar. Lamar did not want to foul. Nice drive and pass there by Robbins. She's going to get it to Burton. Burton no good on the little jumper. Again, Burton just a little bit more patience. Lamar did not want to foul, so she kind of backed off. Burton had an open lane. We got to capitalize there. Ball on the wing to Lamar. Back out to Stevenson. Corner to Adams. Adams going to find Lamar. Lamar's going to put it in. Definitely there was a miscommunication there because Lamar ended up wide open. Eastern kicks up to Robbins. Robbins gets it into Burton. Burton's going to get tied up. Again, quick double down there by Pollock. Again, Sydney's got to be a little more careful there. Crawford going to take Eastern's going to set up a 1-2 diamond press. They go on to Adams. Back to Pollock. Back to get it up on the sideline to Lamar. He's going to get trapped. They break the press, get it to Adams. Adams finds Stevenson in the corner. Back to Adams. They're trying to get the ball into Stroud. Ball kind of pinballed around. It ends up in the hands of Pollock. Out to Stroud. Broughton commanding his troops a little bit, saying, get to where you need to be. They're trying to get Stroud on the inside. Pollock out top. Over to Stevenson. Trying to, that corner screen there for Adams. Gets the ball to Lamar. Lamar out to Pollock. Pollock's going to fire for three, and good. He had a couple looks and just wasn't even looking, and so she decides to fire. And Crawford cuts this to a 2-point game. Eastern on top 28-26. Hunter out top. Over to Avery Smith. Back to Addie Smith. Addie over to Robbins. Robbins back to Avery Smith. Eastern with quite a bit of patience right now. Crawford's zone is just kind of packed in there, saying high ball screen. Addie Smith corner for Robbins. Robbins going to shot fake. He's got a nice drive there. Misses the layup. And that's going to be Sterrett pulls it away, and she's going to throw it away. Sterrett got the rebound, just kind of ripped it away, and then tries to pull it down. Addie Smith telling people to settle down, settle down. Bailey Traynor going to check into the game. And Eastern on top, 28-26, 4:44 to play. Direct inbound to Stroud there in the middle of the lane. Stroud's good. Again, I don't fully understand there. They just kind of let off there. Crawford's going to tie up the ball game at 28-28. And that would be enough to call timeout. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break, and we will be right back. This is Lady Musketeer Basketball on WSLM.
You two boys.
If you're living with back or neck pain, even the simplest tasks can feel overwhelming. But expert relief is closer than you think. Schneck now offers 2 specialized practices for spine care, Schneck Neurosurgery and Schneck Orthopedic Spine, giving you access to a full spectrum of advanced treatment options right here at home. We're proud to highlight Dr. Matthew Stanfield, a highly skilled neurosurgeon with over 25 years of experience and leader of Schneck Neurosurgery, renowned for his expertise in treating complex spinal conditions. Schneck Spine Care Program proudly welcomes Dr. Kenneth McKinley, a board-certified orthopedic spine surgeon with over a decade of experience, who now leads Schneck Orthopedic Spine. Together, these 2 practices bring you comprehensive spine care, from advanced imaging and non-surgical therapies to expert surgical solutions, all tailored to your unique needs. And because it's Schneck, you'll receive compassionate, high-quality care without having to travel far. Visit schneckmed.org to learn more. Schneck Orthopedic Spine and Schneck Neurosurgery. Expert spine care close to home.
And we're back here. Tie ball game. So all knotted up here. 4:39 to play here in this third quarter. Crawford was a terror right here in this first 3 minutes. Really taking care of business. Crawford in that zone. Addie Smith over the wing to Honor. Honor back out top to Addie. On the wing back to Honor. And she's going to be stripped there by Stevenson. Stevenson looks up to Adams. Adams going to tries to lay it in. No good. Avery Smith on a rebound. Oh, my goodness gracious. They are going to call a jump ball. Avery Smith got thrown to the ground. That would have been, I imagine that would have been Stroud's third, but Eastern fans did not like that one. Jump ball is going to be in favor of Eastern. Addie brings it up. Yeah, we got to get some action here. We're settling a little too much. Kicks to Honor. Addie Smith being guarded by Adams. Adams kind of staying inside the three-point line. Kicks to Honor. Back out to Addie. Over to Trainer. Top of the key, Addie Smith. Then they're trying to look inside. Gets the ball into Avery Smith. Avery's going to get blocked there by Stroud. And that's going to end up in the hands of Stroud on the other end. She's going to miss the layup. She's going to get her own rebound. No good. She's going to miss the second shot. Ball's out of bounds. It's going to go to the Wolfpack. Good save there by Pollock. Ball ends up on the sideline. Pollock's able to save it. Ends up in the hands of Stroud. We do get 2 misses, but 3:30 to play. It's going to be Pollock on the inbound. That's going to be Broughton who's going to call a timeout. It was probably close to a 5-second count. Broughton taking no chances. That's going to be a 30-second timeout. We will stay right here. Again, some excitement brewing here in the second half. Eastern tied up with the Wolfpack 28-28. It hasn't quite looked the same here this third quarter that we saw that we finished that first half with. Crawford kind of packing in that zone. Again, it's why I think it's one of those things. Can we get an open look? We've got to knock down a shot or two. Avery hit that 1-3, but can we knock down a shot or two to get them to extend just a little bit? Then we'll be able to go back and attack inside again. But right now they're saying, hey, we're going to take the inside away and try to beat us a different way. Very pleased with them to say, hey, just come on, girls, let's go. Let's go. It's time to get to work. Eastern man-to-man out of bounds. Adams on the inbound. They're trying to screen for Stroud. He's been guarded there by Starrett. Adams gets the ball into Lamar. Lamar makes a move. Might have got by with the travel. And she's going to turn around for the jumper. Nick Crawford takes her first lead since maybe the first possession of the game. Addie Smith gets in the lane. Robbins for 3. No good. They're going to get, I think Starrett to the foul. Starrett trying to get in there instead of getting around Lamar. She kind of went through her. Crawford with a 2-point advantage. It's going to be Pollock gets it up the sideline to Lamar. Back to Pollock on the sideline. She's going to dribble out of bounds. She just lost it. Fortunate turn of events for Eastern right now. So that's going to be what Stevenson's going to check in for the Wolfpack. Nick Crawford with a 2-point advantage. Patty out top. Eastern Crawford in their 2-3 zone. Eastern is passing around the perimeter. Robbins over to Avery Smith. Avery to Addie Smith. Addie's going to fire for 3. No good. Rebounded there by Avery Smith. Kicks it to Robbins. Robbins baseline drive. It looks like he's going to get tripped by Pollock. And they're going to get a foul on number 11. That's going to be Addison Pollock. Good shot fake there by Bailey Robbins. Eddie Hunter's going to check into the game. A nice offensive rebound there by Avery Smith. Still think it's going to be one of those we're going to have to get a shot to fall. Inbound to Avery. Avery kicks to Robbins. Robbins open for 3. She's going to fire. Ain't good. And they are going to get a foul. They're going to call a foul on Eliza Sterrett on that rebound. So the basket is good, but that's going to be a foul on the rebound. I didn't see that play. I just saw some commotion. And Eastern's going to take a 1-point advantage. Eastern looking to extend their trap. Stroud. That's going to be over to Pollock for 3. No good. Rebounded there by Addie Smith. He's going to try to look to run. They jamming a little bit there on that rebound. Addie kicks it over to Avery Smith. Over to Robbins. She looks inside to Sterrett. Sterrett almost throws it out of bounds. Yeah, this one, we got to make sure we're meeting all our passes. Avery handoff to Robbins. Robbins gets into the paint. Nice pass there. Eliza, great pass there by Bailey Robbins. Sterrett's going to get an easy 2. And it looks like Addison Pollock went down. I don't know. Looks like she's holding an ankle. Again, I did not see what happened. There was Robbins made a nice drive, makes a nice left-handed bounce pass. Just coming out of that rebound, there was some commotion. Looks like an ankle. She is going to be walking off, picking up. I don't know. Took up, sorry. And they are going to give her a sub. Looks like number 20, Ella Howell's going to check back in. Again, you can see that these girls they're just giving everything they got. Eastern's going to go up by 3. Eastern in their 3-2 zone. They're going to try to extend it a little bit, see if they can't get a trap. They're going to kick over to Cindy Stevenson. And she dribbles up to the sideline. They're going to get a foul on Robbins. Just a little too aggressive in that trap. I don't know that I agree with that one, but it's going to be Ferriel is going to check into the game for Crawford. It looks like for Stevenson. Okay, yeah, it is going to be Stevenson. Ferriel's going to take it out. Eastern in that zone. Gets it in the backcourt to Howe. Howe being guarded by the trap up top. Got a lob pass to Adams. Adams almost stolen away. Gets it into the lane to Ferriel. The ball looked like it was tipped. The Ferriel's going to put that in right in the middle of the lane. And it looked like Avery Smith got a piece of it. Robbins going to fire for 3 and good. She had a quiet first half, but able to knock down 2 threes here in this quarter. Adams able to split the trap. Gets it over to Lamar. And Lamar looks like she got fouled. Addie Smith gets it up to Hunter. Hunter gets it to Avery Smith in the corner. That looked like a foul. Crawford fans did not like that. I do think Alexa fouled her there. No call. High post there to Eliza Sterrett. Gets it out to Avery Smith. She's going to kick to Addie Smith. Addie gets to the baseline, puts it up with the left hand, and they're going to get a foul. They're going to get a foul number 20, Ella Howell. That's going to be her first foul. Coach Broughton did not like the fact that last play was not called a foul. There was a ton of contact on that last one. Addie Smith's going to go line for two. I might agree with Coach Broughton that I do think that last play was a foul, but this play is definitely a foul. Addie makes a strong baseline drive. She gets a lot of contact. Addie's first free throw is good. Eastern extends to 5 points. And the second one is also good. Eastern with a 6-point advantage, 46 seconds to play. Eastern going to press, see if we can't get another turnover here to finish the quarter. Adams back to Ferriel. Back to Adams. Got a trap, looks up the court. That's going to be up to Howell. Oh, maybe he's got wise to travel. Adams going to split the trap. She's going to pull up the free throw line. Ball blocked there by Avery. Robbins going to pull it back out. Good defense there by Avery Smith. Gets a piece of that one. And again, right in the middle of things, Eliza Starrett just kind of wreaking havoc on the glass. Addie's going to hold it for one last shot. 15 seconds. Eastern with a 6-point advantage. Crawford extending their zone just a little bit. Addie's going to try to get a lane kick to Avery Smith. Avery gets it swatted away. That's going to be Howell going the other way. She's going to get a layup, and that's going to finish the first quarter not the way you drew it up. Avery kind of drives to the left. She's going to get it poked away. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. Eastern with a 4-point advantage. We're going to cut the commercial break. We will be right back. This is Lady Musketeer Basketball, Sectional 46 on 97.9 WSLM.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward Rehabilitation Program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, two great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
And we're back here at Eastern High School. Eastern with a 38-34 advantage. As we get ready to start the fourth, we do want to say a quick thanks to one of our sponsors, Sullivan Feed Mill. Again, if you have anything farming-related needs for your animals, if you need fencing, you need pretty much anything you need on a farm or home improvement, they either have it or they can definitely get it. Call Junior and Yvonne at Sullivan Feed Mill. They're a great supporter of Eastern Athletics. I know that they are great supporters of anything we do here at the school. Always appreciate the support that we get from them. Eastern starting the fourth quarter, going back with the starters, Addie Avery Smith, Katie Honor. He's going back with Eliza Starrett and Bailey Robbins. Crawford going back with Stroud, Adams. It looks like Stevenson, and then that's going to be Howell instead of Lamar this quarter. Stroud getting trapped up half court. Gets it to Adams. That's going to be over. That's going to be a steal there by Bailey Robbins. Bailey shot fake, able to put it back up, no good. It's going to be a jump ball the other way. Robbins had a shot fake. She might have got fouled there by Adams. Turns around and throws it clear over the rim. We're going to get a jump ball on the other side between Stroud and Addie Smith. That jump ball is going to be back to Eastern. Ball inbound to Avery. Back to Robbins to Addie Smith in the corner. Back out top to Robbins. Crawford in a 3-2 zone. Maybe a 2-3 zone. Addie trying to get into the lane. Kicks. Gets it to Starrett. Starrett kicks back out to Avery Smith. Avery's going to fire for three. No good. Ends up back in the hands of Avery. Back out to Addie Smith. Kicks it to Robbins. Robbins going to fire on the wing. No good. Rebounded there by Honor. And they're going to get a foul. I assume that's on Adams. Again, these long rebounds falling the way of Eastern. That foul is going to be on 5. Abigail Adams, her first. Coach Broughton is going to get Lamar back into the game just to get that extra rebounding presence. Out top to Robbins. Addie Smith going to fire for three from the wing. No good. Rebound to Stroud. She's looking to run the other way. Stroud's going to go all the way. And Honor's going to backstep. It's going to be Crawford County. We do have a final score from the West Washington sectional. Gordon is victorious 47-38 over Christian Academy. Congratulations to the Borden Braves. I know that they're looking to see if they can't go straight back to the state finals as they defend their title from a year ago. There's some commotion down inside with Starrett and Stroud. Didn't like the contact, kind of out of bounds. That's going to be Adams on the wing. Adams kicks over to Lamar in the corner. Lamar, Avery saying they're going to get a foul there on Emery Stroud. No, that foul's going to be on Sterrett. He pointed the other direction. Stroud and Sterrett just battling for position. Stroud kind of coming across the lane. Sterrett's not letting her have any kind of look. Stroud's going to off the inbound. High shot, bounces off the rim, and that's going to be good for Emery Stroud. Tough to defend for the smaller Sterrett. Crawford cuts this to 2, 38-36 in favor of the Musketeers. Robbins outside, gets it over to Avery Smith. Avery over to Hunter. Hunter across to Robbins. Robbins going to fire for 3. No good. It's going to be Adams, dribbles through the press, kicks it to Stevenson. Stevenson out top. Back to Adams. No, out to Stroud, top of the key. Coach Rodden telling him to slow down. Eastern in the zone. Gets it to Stroud. The free throw line. She turns around, jumper, no good. Rebound, Maddie Smith. Kicks it up to Robbins. Robbins got a one-on-one against Lamar. So Lamar's going to kind of give her a nudge out of bounds. That's going to be a foul on Lamar. That's going to be her 4th. Again, a tough blow for the Crawford. If they lose her, she just gives them that rebounding presence. Inbound to Robbins. And Eastern is going to call a timeout. It's going to be just a 30-second timeout. Eastern on top, 38-36, 5:52 to play in this contest. Again, anybody's ball game at this point. It's been kind of a series of runs both ways. And Eastern kind of went on a run. Crawford went on a run. Crawford finished that third quarter with a solid run there. We'll see kind of as we go. Again, Eastern does not really able to get anything going. Again, it's either going to have to be, we're going to have to knock down a couple threes to, again, see if we can't pull them out of that zone or just pull them out just a little bit further. We knocked down a couple. Again, we've had 3 threes in that third quarter. We've got to just be careful. We don't want to rely only on that. How can we mix up getting some open looks and still kind of keep attacking the ball inside? Eastern going to be on the sideline right there in front of the bench. Gets the ball into Avery, back to Addie Smith. Crawford sends a trap. Fire gets it all the way to Hunter. Hunter's going to get to the lane, and she's going to get fouled. Crawford County did not like that call. That's going to be on 41. That is going to be on Kaylee Lamar. That is going to be her 5th. Hunter, it looked like a block from where I am. I won't defend or denounce officials either way, but it looks like a block. Lamar's obviously broken up just a little bit by that. That is going to be her 5th foul. Sydney Burton going to check in for Eastern. They are going to put in, that's going to be Ella Howe going to step in there. Lamar, that is going to be just a junior. But, again, anytime you go out in that last game of the year, it's always tough. Then it's going to send Katie Hunter to the line for 2. 5:45 to play here. Hunter's first free throw is good. Looks like Eastern's kind of setting up for a press. And got a little bit bigger lineup in here than hopefully we can control the glass a little bit. Katie Hunter's second one is good. Sends it to 4. Eastern in that diamond press. It's going to be back to Polish. Almost had a deflection. Ends up in the hands of Stroud. She's going to go. Kicks it to Stevenson. Back to Adams. Adams pulls up in the lane. And good. Good footwork there by Abigail Adams. Addie Smith coming across. Being picked up by Howe. Addie's going to get in the lane. Kicks to Avery Smith. Avery over to Hunter. Hunter back out to Avery Smith. Gets the ball inside to Burton. Burton Burton's going to pull up in the lane for an easy two. It's definitely a contact. It looks like Stevenson went to the ground. Crawford did not like the call. Eastern in that zone, in that 1-2-2 zone. Adams out top. Over to Stevenson. Back out to Adams on the wing to Howell. Over to Stevenson. Again, Eastern doing a pretty good job staying kind of focused where Stroud is the whole time. They're just kind of passing her off, handing her off one at a time. They get the ball into Stroud. It's going to be a kick. Going to be deflected by Honor and stolen by Sydney Burton. Maddie Smith coming the other way, being picked up full court by Ella Howe. Crawford switching to a man-to-man, looks like right now. Avery Smith's going to get in the lane. Over to Liza. Gets it to Addie Smith. Addie's going to kick to Honor. Got an open three. Get in there. There we go. Katie Honor, good for three from the corner. Jake Crawford had to kind of come out of that zone a little bit to get an open look. Eastern's going to be up, take a 7-point advantage. 4:10 to play. Coach Broughton did not like it. He's going to call timeout. That is going to be a full timeout. We're going to cut to commercial break. We'll be right back. This is Lady Musketeer Basketball Sectional 46 on 97.9 WSLM.
When it comes to getting the job done right, from driveways to bridge work and paving to construction and excavating, there's one name you can count on: Temple & Temple Excavating. Serving homeowners and also handling big jobs for city, county, and state highway projects, they've built a reputation on quality work since 1948. Driveways, construction, demolition. If you need it moved, cleared, built, or torn down, call Temple & Temple Excavating at 812-883-6644. Temple & Temple have been supporting Washington County for 77 years, one project at a time. Call Temple & Temple today at 812-883-6644 or find them online at templeandtemple.com, where you can also apply for job opportunities.
And we're back here at Eastern High School. You got a couple of scores that came in. Trinity Lutheran wins the sectional at Jacksonville against Shaw Memorial. And congratulations to Coach Hickey at Floyd Central, beating New Albany in that sectional tonight. Crawford County gets the ball inbound to Adams. Eastern with a 7-point advantage. We are halfway through the fourth quarter. Eastern staying in that zone. Get the ball in the wing to Stevenson. They're looking to get to Stroud. Back out to Pollock. That's going to be deflected by Avery Smith, stolen by Katie Honor. Again, they're trying to get the ball to Stroud with anything they can. Crawford going man here. Looking to get a trap anytime they can. Going to be Burton up top. She's going to kick it to Sterrett. Back out to Addie Smith. Over to Avery Smith. Avery's going to get fouled there. That foul looks like on number 11. That's going to be Pollock. Her third. Looks like Sylvia Farrell's going to check in. Farrell's going to check in for Crawford. Trainer's going to check in for Eastern. And again, I imagine this is going to be where how quickly they're going to start fouling. 3.5 minutes to play. Trainer, one of our better free throw shooters. I imagine that's the go-to strategy here. Addie Smith out top, going against Ferriel. She's going to get in the lane, kicks it to Burton. Imagine this isn't one of those full stalls, but this is a patience, layups, and free throws kind of situation. Crawford looking to get a trap anywhere they can. That's going to get a foul there. Again, that's going to be on Pollock, her fourth. Looks like they're trying not to foul Addie Smith. They're trying to foul Avery Smith, and that is going to send Avery to the line for two. I'm sure that this is just a matter of going to the percentages from the line. Trainer, 67-point shooter, percent free throw shooter. Burton, a 74% free throw shooter. Addie Smith, a 73. Avery Smith not having a great season from the line, just a 35% free throw shooter. See if she can't cash in here. Second one is up, no good. That's going to be tipped. Oh, that's such a weak call. They're going to get ball tipped out of bounds by Honor. They're going to say she fouled Stroud. Honor's going to pick up just her first. Just the team's second foul, so Eastern's not really any kind of chance of a bonus here. Hanging on to a 7-point lead just inside of 3 minutes to play Adams out top. Eastern looking to kind of get a trap. Gets it down in the corner to Pollock. Pollock back out to Adams. Over to Sperriel. Back to Adams. Stroud from way out. She's going to throw it in. It's going to be stolen by Sydney Burton. And Coach Drury saying, slow down. And Coach Broughton saying, we got to come with some pressure. It's going to be Avery Smith fell down. Sydney Burton trying to get rid of it. Goodness gracious. Avery Smith fell down and then ends up in the hands of Burton. They come after Burton. Burton hands off to Addie, and she gets just clobbered by a couple defenders. I was a little surprised that the official on the other side of the court should have been able to make that call. But Addie Smith's going to go to the line for two. .2:35 to play. Addie Smith's first free throw is no good. And this is one of those, in the end of this game, can we make layups? Can we hit free throws? We kind of ice this thing out. Obviously, we still got to get stops no matter what. Defensively, we had a fantastic game. Addie's second free throw was good. That's going to be 20. Ella Howe going to check into the game. Imagine they're going to go up defense, offense, defense. Howe did hit a three earlier tonight. So probably just a little bit better shooter maybe than Adams out top. High ball screen. Adams going to fire for three. No good. They got a piece of that. It's going to be rebounded there by Sterrett. And she absolutely was not going to be denied that rebound. Addie Smith out top being guarded there by Howell. Addie over to Avery Smith. And they're going to foul right away. I think that's going to be Pollock's fifth. That is going to be her fifth foul. That's going to send Avery Smith back to the line. Coach Drury got to be telling them, hey, just be strong with the ball. They're going to come hacking. They're going to come swatting at everything. They're just stay strong with the ball. Make sure that we're connecting. Again, number 11, she is going to foul out. She is a senior. So Avery's first free throw is no good. It's always tough to see these seniors, somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose, but it's still tough. These girls put their heart and soul into the game, and foul out's always tough. Avery's second free throw is good. Eastern with a 9-point advantage, 2:11 to play. Coach Broughton saying, hurry up, we got to go. Adams tries to kick over to Stevenson, not to Ferriel. Adams going to fire for three, and that's good. Good ball movement there for Crawford County. Coach Broughton is going to call a timeout. They cut it to 6 inside of 2 minutes. I imagine they're going to have a few defensive subs right here. It looks like 23, that's going to be Engel going to check in. And then Trainer's going to check in for the Musketeers. I think this game's going to come down to free throws and who can be strong with the ball here late. Again, it's been an exciting game. Again, a game of kind of awkward runs. Really, each quarter, kind of each team taking a run here and a run there. And it's not really been even. It's kind of been Crawford on a run and Eastern on a run, and Crawford on a run, back and forth. Eastern right now on their run with 47-41. Can they withhold the Wolfpack from making a run here late in this game? Again, this is 47-41, a little bit higher scoring game than I kind of expected. Crawford is going to set up their press. They got Stroud up front, kind of a 1-2-2 press. We haven't seen any pressing. Burton's going to throw the long ball to Addie Smith, and Addie's going to lay it in. Oh, she's going to miss the layup. That's going to be a foul there by 23. Engel. Again, nice read there as they set up that press. They run that back door screen. Addie takes off long. Burton, I thought she threw it over her head, but Addie was receiving it like a football player. May got a little bit nervous there because I knew she was going to absorb some contact, and Addie's going to go to the line for two. Sarah's going to check back into the game. Addie misses her first free throw. Again, 47-41 in favor of the Musketeers. Second free throw is good. going to be Howell's going to check into the game for Crawford. .155 to play. This is one of those you kind of want, no matter what possession, you just want that clock to run. You want the clock to keep moving. Stroud's going to bring it up against this Eastern zone. High ball screen. Stroud gets it over to Adams. Adams gets in the lane, kicks over to, it's going to be Howell. It's going to be deflected by Avery Smith. Almost had a steal there. Stroud kicks it over to Stevenson. Deflected and stolen by Addie Smith. Just, again, great hands. He just, this whole season's been able to just wreak havoc. Ball at the Burton. They're going to be coming and fouling. Be strong with the ball. Over to Addie Smith. Kicks in the corner to Honor. Honor thought about a three. I think Coach Drury might have lost her mind if he'd have shot that ball. Honor might have even been able to go in a layup, just the way that they're sending 2 and 3 people after the ball. Honor might have been able to go shoot a layup. And that's going to send Sydney Burton to the line for 2. 1:20 to play here. Again, best thing there, 35 seconds ran off the clock. Burton's first free throw is no good. Again, getting 35. At this point, we're going to trade points for time right now. We need to see if we can burn a minute 20. Crawford should still have a couple timeouts. Burton's second free throw is good. Adams going to get it back to Stroud. Stroud's going to bring it up. He's met by Honor there at volleyball line. Over to Adams. Adams high ball screen. Over to Stroud. Almost threw it overhead. Stroud's going to pull up from the volleyball line. No good. It's going to be rebounded there by none other than Eliza Sterrett. Burial had it, tried to save it, and end up in Sterrett's hands. Sterrett has been a force on the glass. She's one of those who may not show up in the stat sheet, and she's had a couple of games where she's had 10, 15 points, but what she does physically inside to the big bodies for the opponent, she just keeps them working, and they got to work for every rebound. Sterrett's going to go line for 2. 1:01 to play. See if we can't cash these in. No good on the first one. And she just kind of laughs at herself. She looks at the coach and just kind of smiles. Eastern last night just did such a fantastic job from the line and really was able to ice the game for Providence. Their second free throw is good. Adams going to bring the ball up. Again, Eastern staying in the zone. Met by Honor out top. Inside of a minute. Eastern with a 9-point advantage. Nowhere to go. Adams going to kick in the corner to Stevenson. Back to Adams. Over to Ferriel. She's out of the half court. Ferriel's going to drive him. And they're going to get a foul. I do not know who on. They're going to get a foul on Honor. I did not see that. Seems like Crawford is being a little extra patient here, and they don't have time to spare. 44 seconds to play. Crawford gets it into Stevenson. Stevenson kicks to Howell. Howell's met by 2 defenders. Over to Stevenson. She's got to fire up a 3. Air ball. Saved by Stroud. Ends up in the hands of Addie Smith. 30 seconds to play. Addie over to Avery Smith. Avery gets out by Howell. And I think that's going to be it. 25 seconds. Avery Smith's going to go to the line for 2. Eastern with a 9-point advantage, and I think that they have taken care of this game. Avery's first free throw up is good. And you got every Eastern fan in the building on their feet. Again, they kind of divided the gym in half, so you got a half a sea of white and purple and half a gym of that burnt orange color. Avery's second is no good. Stroud on the rebound. He's going to bring it up. 20 seconds. Eastern up by 10. Stroud's going to kick to Stevenson. That's going to be stolen by Addie Smith. But she's kind of tackled there by Stroud. It wasn't malicious or anything like that. Stroud, I think Addie got a piece of it. And it was kind of, she just fell on her. You can see in Addie's face just sheer exhaustion. I don't know if she's come out of this game. But again, in one of these things, you kind of lay it all on the line. Addie's first free throw is good. again, they're going to get all these seniors out of the game for a standing ovation. Again, every Eastern fan on their feet, and they look like they are going to win Sectional 46. Again, just a fantastic job by this group. Addie's second free throw is also good, and they're going to get her out of the game. Allie, Johannesmeyer, Ashton, Sophie Gibson, Emma Bronner, and Brooke Bashir is going to check in. Burial steps up, gets it to Howe. Howe gets it over to Stevenson. Back to Burial. Back to Howe. Nobody's looking to shoot. Howe throws it up. And they're going to get a foul. I have what in the world? They're going to get a foul on 50. That's Sophie Gibson. 3.1 seconds to play. Eastern with a 53-41 advantage. Howell's free throw is going to be good. Second free throw is going to be no good. They're going to get a lane violation, I guess. Didn't see. Their second free throw is good. Easton gets it in. Allie's going to hold it. And that is going to be the ball game. Great celebration. Congratulations to the Eastern Lady Musketeers. They are going to win Sectional 46 on their home court here at Eastern High School. Again, hats off to just an absolutely fantastic game. Final score, Eastern 53, Crawford 43. Again, what was just an incredibly close game. The entire game wasn't really just the last few minutes that Eastern was able to pull away. Eastern, again, is going to claim the 46 sectional crown. We are going to cut to a quick commercial break. We will be right back with some thoughts and stats on this game, and hopefully we can get a player or coach, get them up here and give some thoughts as well. This is Lady Musketeer basketball on WSLN.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward rehabilitation program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, two great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
And we're back at Eastern High School. Eastern claiming the Sectional 46 trophy. These girls obviously are incredibly excited. It was great to see. So Abby Fowler is down on the court. She tore her ACL on senior night, and so she just had surgery this week. And so they were able to get her down in her wheelchair, down on the court. They're kind of surrounded by her. Just super excited for this team. Again, what an absolutely fantastic ball game. And now we've got the cheer blocks going to rush in. And they're going crazy. Again, just great for them to be a part of. So excited to see these girls have success. Again, had some great success in volleyball this year. Able to advance quite a ways, and just one of the best volleyball teams we ever had. Again, this ride's not over for the Musketeers. We're going to see how long they can make this happen. Who they're going to see. We do not know any regional information at this time. But again, we'll kind of see who we're going to play. I can keep updating the scores to see if we can get an idea of who might be victorious in some of these other sectionals. I don't know which direction we're going. Evansville Mater Dei won their sectional against North Posey. It'll be a matter of whether we see one of those Eastern Green sectional or the Tell City Sectional, or we go and see the Austin Sectional. Brownstown and Austin, I'm sure, was going to be an absolute slugfest tonight. Again, some scores in the area. Borden wins their sectional at West Washington against Christian Academy. Let's see, Trinity Lutheran won their sectional against Shaw Memorial. Several scores in the north, I'm sure nobody's interested in. Silver Creek wins the sectional against Madison. Jimmy's County wins their sectional against Greensburg. Washington wins their sectional against Princeton. And then in 4A, we already mentioned one. Floyd, congratulations to Coach Hickey from Salem, wins against New Albany. And then Columbus North wins their sectional against East Central. That was a dogfight back and forth. East Central had beat them early in the year. Columbus beat them in the holiday tournament. So Columbus North gets the final revenge in that particular game. Again, just an absolutely fantastic ball game tonight. Some stats for tonight. First, Ward Crawford, Abigail Adams with 10, Addison Pollock with 3, Henry Stroud with 13, had 9 in that first half, and you kind of wondered what she was going to be able to accomplish here in the second half. Only scored 4 points in the second half. Eastern just absolutely took her out of rhythm. Eastern switched to zone, which wasn't what I was expecting. Switched to zone, and really in that zone was able to keep contact with her pretty much throughout the whole night. Keep contact with her for quite a while, so that she was just never going to get an easy look. Really kind of took her out of flow. And then Crawford, they hit a couple threes there. Pollock had one in the third. Adams did one in the fourth. We just kind of wondered if one of their guards was going to get going, and they weren't able to get going. And so really just kind of played from behind that whole time, and eventually ended up getting, or we could get to 6, 8, 10 points. And then it came about foul game, and Eastern was able to take care of business. For the Musketeers, again, it's so strange that we almost ended exactly what our averages were throughout the year. I'm looking through our numbers right now, and we couldn't be more close. Trainer had 4. That was, again, right about where she had been averaging. She was averaging 5 a game. Burton had 11. She had averaged 11. Addie Smith with 13. Connor with 8. Avery Smith with 8. Robbins with 6. And Eliza Sarah with 3. Again, just right on the tee was what they were averaging. We only had 2 girls in double figures, but Connor with 8. Avery with 8. Robbins with 6. You just saw the balance that has made this team so effective throughout the year, as they've been able to just, again, really share the basketball pretty much everywhere. And again, it's just been exciting to see. We anxiously wait to see which direction we're going to end up going in the regional. As soon as we get information on that, I'm sure that Sean's going to put that out, and how we can follow. We'd love to see just a huge crowd for that regional. We don't know where we're going to play. We should find out where that's going to be tomorrow. We'll see where that's going to go, and then obviously who our opponents as these sectional scores are going to come in. Again, as the girls begin to cut down the nest, we're going to see if we can get Coach Drury up here for a quick word on tonight's game. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break. We'll see if we can get Coach Drury up here for a quick word.
High school sports have a unique way of setting the tone for our entire school community. How? By demanding our very best, no matter who we are.
Every student, coach, parent, and fan has a responsibility to practice good sportsmanship at athletic events. It's on each of us to lead by example with our behavior.
The way we behave is not only a reflection of our own character, but of our schools as well. It lets everyone know this is how we do things at our school. This is what we expect. This is who we are.
So, whether you're playing, coaching, or cheering, always demonstrate integrity with your words, actions, and attitudes at our athletic events. Our school's image is up to us.
I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Help set the tone by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is leading by example. This is leaving a positive impression. This is your IHSAA.
We're here at the Donald Gymnasium, and we're ready for the starting lineup for tonight's big game. The crowd is on their feet, and they're going wild. The team is coming onto the court. Here comes the Quarter Pounder with cheese, along with the Spicy McCrispy and the McDouble. And starting at center tonight will be the Big Mac. And ready to come into the game at any time is the Play-A-Fish. Look on the sideline, folks. We have chicken nuggets cheering along with the golden delicious fries. They're hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into McDonald's in Salem, West Baden, and Mitchell before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink and that one-of-a-kind Mickey D's sweet tea. Or hot or cold coffee drinks from the McCafe. Order inside or drive-thru now with the 2 lanes and use the mobile app for great deals. And get your food delivered at home or at the curbside. You can order at halftime and enjoy that one-of-a-kind taste without missing the next play. Set a pick and roll on into McDonald's today. You'll be loving it too. Drive-thru open from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. And don't forget to catch W. Wesleyan's Coach's Corner live at McDonald's in Salem on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. I'm loving it.
And we're back here at Eastern High School. We're going to try to see if we can't get one of these seniors up here. I think Avery's on her way up. We're going to try to get her on the radio, talk a little bit about her contributions tonight. We'll see if we can't get her. No. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Avery, so you got tasked with guarding one of the premier players in Southern Indiana tonight, especially in that first half, and then you kind of switched to zone. How were you guys able to shut down Emery Stroud?
I mean, we were just trying to play aggressive and put pressure on her because we knew that she was going to win the game, and we had to make sure that we had her locked down because she's a great player and she's just amazing, and we know we had to guard her strong and put pressure on her because she's just so good.
It's one of those things I wondered in that second half we kind of switched to the zone, but you guys just did a phenomenal job of just keeping a hand on her no matter whether you're passing it off or whatever. It was nice to see because the communication was just fantastic. Is there anything that was different tonight? Obviously, you're playing for a sectional championship. Is there anything different that you guys were doing in that regard? Is just how you were communicating with each other and keeping a body on her?
I think we knew that it was going to win or lose us the game, and we had to communicate because we had to stay attached to her, and we had to make sure we knew where she was because if not, she was going to get lost, and she was going to score buckets on us. So we had to make sure we communicated.
I think one big thing I saw tonight, and really with you and Eliza both, I don't know if we get Eliza up here or not, but you guys were just terrors on the glass tonight. And even if you weren't the one to get the rebound, you were the one taking Stroud out of the rebound, and so maybe creating a way for the other rebound. So congratulations to you. I know I don't know which one's more exciting, whether it's basketball or volleyball, or you put the going tonight. But I don't know that we've had this ever in Eastern history to come in and win a basketball sectional on top of a volleyball sectional. How does that feel?
It feels absolutely amazing. I know that it's my senior year, and we wanted to go out strong, and we wanted to make a difference here in this community. So it's just amazing, and it's a great feeling.
Well, you've been fantastic ambassador for our school. I want to try to get one of these others on here. Congratulations, Avery, and thank you. Go celebrate with your family.
Thank you.
I'm here with Addie Smith. Addie led us tonight with 13 points. You know, Addie, the last couple games you kind of struggled to get things going. What was different tonight for you?
I just think I had a different role going into the game tonight. Like last night, I knew I really needed to focus on my defense and making sure I took away Providence's best player as much as I could. Playing Salem, I knew I had to facilitate the ball for my team, find the open person. And tonight, I knew I had to do all of those things, but also look for my shot, look to get downhill, and score for our team. I was going
to bring it up. Last night, you were faced with trying to shut down Jada Kemp, who's just, again, a phenomenal player. And, man, she just couldn't get anything all night. And again, I felt like you just did a phenomenal job on her. We kind of laughed about it after the game. But, again, I think single-handedly took her out of the game. So, you know, hats off to you. Tonight you're faced with a very different task because they didn't have a guard like Jada, but they got a post player like Emery Stroud. Yeah. You know, one thing I saw tonight was a team defense that I don't know that we've seen really in the last 3 or 4 weeks, where it just seemed like everybody has had a hand on her. You know, your role in that, I saw you over and over again say, settle down and just play. You know, I don't know if that's what you were actually saying, but I kept saying, settle down and play. Yeah. You know, as a leader here, how were you able to keep these girls focused? Because it seemed like it was coming off the rails a couple times.
Mm-hmm. In that third quarter, we definitely got really antsy. You know, just the pressure of the game we were in this situation last year, but didn't really have the opportunity to put ourselves in a good position to actually go out there and win it in the second half. So coming out today, I felt like we were just really we felt that pressure and we got antsy. And, we just started turning the ball over, taking bad shots, not talking to each other on defense. And I just told everybody, calm down, we're fine. Next play, settle down, we got this. We're fine. Because sometimes we just get a little overworked up on stuff and we just need to take a minute, take a deep breath and work together.
Definitely in that third quarter, which you alluded to, it seemed like, here we go. And again, Crawford's a very good basketball team. There's a reason they've got 17 wins. But you thought, are they going to be able to kind of take control here? And I really felt like you just did a phenomenal job of just, let's get back to focus, give me the ball, and I'm going to try to take care of it. We didn't see that fourth quarter assault we saw last night.
Yeah.
But again, late in the game, you really, last night and tonight, just take care of business. And again, hats off to you. Any difference in the feeling of winning this one versus the volleyball sectional, or what do you think?
I feel like we had to work for this one more. Maybe volleyball, we knew we had a really good shot. This year with our goal for basketball, we knew we had a battle going up, playing as the next three best teams in it.
Right.
We knew we had to work every single possession to get the ball in a good position to score or keep the offense from scoring on us. So we really just had to work for it and practice every day, stay focused, stay locked in, work as a team. Well,
again, congratulations. My hats off to you. You guys just played a phenomenal game. Great leadership on the floor, great defensive effort last night, and really tonight as well. But again, just great effort all around. We're going to get one City Bird. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to get Sydney Burton in on here. Sydney had 11 tonight. Not the same output we had last night. Last night, Sydney was just, I think she ended up with 23 on the night. Got to the line, I think, 17 times on the night, and really able to cash in. Again, tonight, I kind of wondered, they didn't have the same guards that Providence had, but obviously they've got every crowd, and she's just the real deal. She's just a fantastic player. I think we started the game with Avery on her, but then in that second half, it was just hats off between you and Sarah. I think you guys just did a phenomenal job of just keeping contact with on her. How were you guys able to get it done?
Well, the game plan basically was just to stay physical with her because we knew she wasn't very strong when we were physical with her, and to just dominate the post whenever she was out in the wing and just take care of the ball, basically, and limit our turnovers, limit any mistakes that we would have on the court. But our main focus was Emery Stroud and keeping her lower than her actual average points.
So she had 9 in the first half, and I thought she was going to get going. Second half, just 4, and really didn't even get many attempts, really pretty much the whole second half. And again, I think you guys just did a great job of kind of passing her off. In that third quarter, they kind of really clamped down their zone, and they were packing 5 people in the lane, and I kind of think as strong as we were in the post last night, now we don't have a chance to get inside there. How do you kind of deal with that? Because now you're kind of taken out of the game a little bit, and I know you want to get your buckets, you want to score for your team, but you got no chance because they got 5 girls in the paint. How do you kind of play through all that?
Yeah, it was a big difference for Providence because Providence didn't really have a middle presence where Crawford did, and we just kind of focused on getting open shots, moving our post around so nobody really got set in our defense. And we just had to take care of the ball, as I said before. But with Emmy in the post, we kind of had to, make her move more so we would have open opportunities in other places.
Right. Again, a big difference. I felt in that second half, we kind of went to that zone. At first, I was like, are we really doing this? But again, you guys just did such a fantastic job of just kind of passing her off. And it just seemed like you were just one of you got a hand on her, then the next person got a hand on her, the next person got a hand on her. We haven't had to play a post player like that, I don't know, all year. Maybe the Golden Girl from North Harrison obviously we had a similar strategy as Silver Creek. I think we just did a fantastic job. I felt like our communication tonight might have been as good as I've seen in a month. And so that's hats off to you, hats off to really this whole team. Obviously, we've got a lot of juniors and seniors out here, but again, just a fantastic job tonight. Again, I know I asked Daddy and Avery the same thing. So does this feel any different than a volleyball sectional, or exactly the same, or a little different?
I think it feels so much different because I've been around it all the time, but to finally actually do it on my own, well, not my own, but with my team,
right.
It's just something so special. And it's a big difference between a contact sport and a non-contact sport.
Right.
Where in basketball, we have to fire our way through, physically. But volleyball, it was all about the people on our side of the net. For basketball, it's just so much more physical that we have to actually fight through it.
And really, both last night's game and tonight are just physical. I mean, bodies hitting up that first half. I commented to dozen times, just bodies hitting the floor left and right, left and right, left. I mean, so I'm sure you're tired. I'm sure you're bruised. I'm sure you're hurting. Again, this was just one of those times. But again, the girls, it's the sectional championship. You put your body on the line and you go for it. Again, hats off to you and this team. It's just a fantastic job coming away with a sectional. I think this is the first time in our school's history that we've got a volleyball championship and a sectional championship, and you've been a part of both. So I know you're looking forward to us in a sectional come spring, but we got a few more weeks to play, so we'll see how long the season can go. So my hats off to you. Congratulations. We're going to see if we can't find Eliza. I did see where she ran off to, but again, congratulations. Go celebrate with your team.
Thank you so much.
And that was, she's right down there. That was Sydney Bird. Again, really the big hero from last night's game. Just really really had just a fantastic. I think she was 13 of 17 from the line. I ended up with 23 points. Just fantastic job by her in that game. Tonight, again, I know it's just such a physical output for them in the post. There was not a moment that somebody wasn't getting chucked and somebody wasn't getting hit. So it's just a fantastic time. We're going to try to get Coach Drury. I'm going to cut to one commercial break. We're going to see if we can't get Coach Drury, and I'm going to see if we can find out any information. I'm sure they're going to go find the bus and ride around town. I'll see if I can't find any information on that. Cut to one commercial break. We'll be right back. This is Lady Musketeer Basketball, Sectional 46 champions on 97.9 WSLM.
Marshall Monuments will be celebrating its 80-year birthday and open house this Saturday, January 31st, at their new location at 205 North Main Street in Salem. The open house is from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Two $500 raffles will be drawn for the purchase of any monument of the winner's choice. 10 additional winners will be drawn to win a pair of vases with any purchase. Marshall Monuments continues to provide excellence and experience and takes pride in workmanship and guarantees satisfaction in the final product, and look forward to seeing you in their new showroom on Main Street. Corey Churchman and the staff at Marshall Monuments do everything by hand and stand by the quality of their work. When you're dealing with Marshall Monuments in Salem, you're working with expert craftsmanship and specially trained stone artisans. Call or text today at 812-883-2938 for a free estimate and to set up an appointment to see their quality work. Or stop by the shop at their new location of 205 North Main Street in Salem. Top quality stonework at hometown prices. Come see the best monuments in southern Indiana since 1945.
Hey, we're back here at Eastern High School. I've got Coach Taylor Drury with me. Taylor, congratulations. I know this is a big feat for you to get over the hump. We've had some solid teams the last few years. You finally kind of get over the hump and beat a really good Crawford County team. How were you able to get it done tonight?
Players make plays. I think that's what it boils down to. And I think especially that this group of seniors has really done a really good job leading us. And then we got some pieces like Katie Honor hitting big shots. Bailey Trainer, Bailey Robbins. I think we just have kids that step up when we need them to step up, and they took care of business when it needed to be taken care of.
I feel like this whole year, obviously you've had Addie and Sydney with that 10, 15 points a game, and then almost every time on the radio I'm like, who's going to be your other two? And if we could get four girls in double figures, we're pretty dangerous, and it's kind of our recipe over and over again. You get contributions from, I think Honor had 8, Avery had 8 tonight, Rob had 6. You're just getting contributions from 5, 6, 7 players. And then you throw in a Starrett who just battles and battles and battles.
Yeah.
So many times tonight she didn't get the rebound, but she kept Stroud from getting the rebound.
Yes.
She has the fouls, but just her presence in there just makes such a big difference. And I got to ask, in the second half, you kind of went back to the zone, and I was a little shocked. I thought, well, maybe it's going to work. How was it able to work? I thought they just did a phenomenal job on keeping a hand and contact on Stroud. What did you see going into that? Why'd you go to that?
Well, I didn't feel like we had the personnel to really keep somebody on Stroud that could contain her at all times man-to-man. So we wanted to stay with that zone, but we put a lot of responsibility on the top 3 guards because we pretty much told them they had to cover the entire perimeter,
right?
To try to keep our posts in there and protect the paint against Stroud. You know, and I you know, a team that's older has experience. I feel comfortable making those adjustments at halftime and stuff. You know, so I'm very pleased with their response and very pleased with the rebounding in the second half because it was horrendous in the first.
The first half, we missed several blockouts, and I think I had them down for 8 points off the offensive glass. And in the game that's only 25 to 20, 8 points is a lot, you know.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong on that one, but probably close. Just had some and they got easy buckets out of that offensive rebound. I agree. Second half, it was a whole different ball game. Again, I was just impressed with. We haven't played that style of zone against this type of player, you know, even against Rand or Goldman from North Harrison or whatever. We just haven't had to play quite, you know, a person like Stroud that can just play everywhere. I was so impressed with the communication. You know, really this month of January, I just didn't feel great about what we've been doing defensively. Yeah, we've got some wins, and we've got some good, but tonight, man, our defensive effort was just phenomenal. Last night, maybe the best defense I've seen us play all year long. And I commended Addie for she just gave it her all. Didn't have a good offense tonight. Really hasn't had a good offense tonight in a while. You know, you lean into these seniors quite a bit. I'm sure you can trust them. What does it say to have this type of group leading this basketball team? Yeah,
I mean, you got kids like Sydney, Addie, Avery. I'll even throw Eliza in there. A lot of varsity experience.
Right.
So you know they played high caliber players like Stroud, like Goldman, like Wren, you know, like Kemp last night. So just them having that experience and going out there and I think the other thing is they have been extremely locked in to the scatter reports.
Right.
Because I mean, last night they just, especially Addie, and then again tonight, I know we weren't man-to-man, but just the adjustments defensively that we made, they were just locked in on what we needed to do.
Yeah, I'm sure I think they're yelling for you, so I'm going to say congratulations.
Thank you.
It's been great to watch.
Thank you.
Good luck going forward.
Thank you.
I did not see Eliza. Again, I'm trying to see if we can find some information about it in town. There's still some celebrations going on. I'm sure that they're going to be going through town in just a little bit. Again, final score from Sectional 46, Eastern 53 over the visiting Crawford County Wolfpack 43. Also see if we can't see any other scores that have come in. Let's see, any other scores that have come in. Those are still have not been posted yet. But we'll see. Again, congratulations to the Lady Musketeers and this group. Again, just been great ambassadors of our community and of our school. I imagine probably in the next half hour or so they will be coming through Salem on a bus, and they're going to get out and support them. Again, they just had a tough road to win this sectional to beat a county rival. Salem just gave them everything they wanted, especially in that first half. And to come back last night against a Providence team that was really solid, and then to beat Crawford County. Again, just a great sectional championship for this team. Again, we'll be with them as we go forward in the regional next week. As we find out any more information, we will let you guys know. I'm sure that Becky and Greg will get that posted on WSLM. That's going to be it for tonight. Again, Lady Musketeers sectional 46 champions over the Crawford County Wolfpack 53-43. This has been Jake Johannesmeyer. We're going to sign off. Again, we will see you guys next week.